everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic and phenomenal day. Happy Tuesday to you. We're taking a quick look here again at Solana. I'm going to talk about this ABC pattern. It's performing quite perfectly so far here. As you can see, if we take a look at our playout chart from yesterday on my Twitter, Telegram, and or Discord, you can see we've expected the price to pull back to this ABC lower level, effectively to potentially bounce off that 176. So hypothetically now, we should see that level hold and the price go up further because, again, more recent high turned into a new low. That's the concept. Again, ABC isn't a guarantee, but it would make sense for the price to come up. If we do lose this trend line, we could see a bearish backtest of the ascending trend line, and Bob's your uncle price pulls back a little bit further to this more recent support range between 162 and 169. Okay, so again, these are just strictly hypothetical things from a anonymous person online. So I hope that you can learn something today. Do me a favor before we start. Like the video, comment below, absolutely help grow the channel, and deeply appreciate that to everyone who has been doing that. We got some religious followers in that sense, so thank you so much. All right, so let's take a quick look at some liquidation levels, and we'll talk about some awesome stuff and jump back into the charts. So basically, from a 1 month standpoint, every liquidation level to the upside has been swept. We knew that when 160 was taken care of. We do have some more recent longs at 175/165. I'm rounding down a little bit, or up per se. I think it's more like 174, 165. But those two levels that we can see here are potentially the next areas of concentration where the price could pull back. Again, we came down close to that more recent low there, and we might even see another low below that, right, to fill that ABC pattern. So that's the monthly. If we look at the last 7 days, I'm just kind of curious. I haven't looked at this yet today. We do have some, again, these are late longs, standard stuff. A lot of longs hedged about 165, 166. And again, that 174, 175 range. So easy way to remember it, 165, 175. Those are the two areas of liquidation we could very well see get swept. I think it's a distinct probability just because liquidation is based on greed, and greed is a very real thing in the market. And the whales love to push the price action down there to sweep all the liquidation, push the price action up, and then sweep it right back down again. That's probably what we're going to see here moving forward, pending Bitcoin's behavior. Bitcoin catapults to 75K plus, and we break that most recent high, all-time high, absolutely probably going to see Solana take off too. But if Bitcoin continues to bleed out, which it kind of feels like it will a little bit, then I think Solana is more likely to retrace. Okay. Quick little congrats to our community members. I want to say thank you for the awesome feedback to Cardano 60%, Caspa 30%, ICP 70%, BSV 39%, and AVAX a good 43%. Okay, so awesome day for us yesterday. We were pretty long heavy, if you will, that we haven't shorted ever since Bitcoin's hit that $60,200 mark. Now, granted, we've missed on 2 Bitcoin long positions twice, unfortunately, so we didn't get filled on those, but all of our altcoins are surging and doing very well. So it's been a good month for us. I'm looking forward to providing those results to you. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame and work our way down and see generally what's going on here on this time frame here. Because again, moving averages are important. We've talked about this previously. We're above all 4. Very standard good situation here for us. It doesn't mean the price can't pull back. It just implies that, hey, we've got some good bullish momentum, a lot of confirming factors as to why we shouldn't short this coin, and generally just being very cautiously optimistic, if you will. And again, when it comes to these situations here where the price is pulling back, I'm always instructing in situations like these to wait for a good long versus taking a short. Okay, again, shorting this coin and most other coins has been proven to be very challenging for a lot of people. I don't short Solana ever, even if it is obvious it's going to pull back. It just doesn't feel right. Based on, again, there's a lot of volatility. This is basically 2x to the upside and generally 1x to the downside. So to me, the risk to reward ratio isn't really there. Either way, we look at all the moving averages here. Really no need to elaborate. Everything's looking good, minus stochastic RSI swinging down, which makes perfect sense considering how far up we've come in such a short amount of time, right? So we're up about 30-ish% in a week. That's pretty solid growth when you think we were just at the low 140s here this time last week. 4-hour time frame, let's quickly note here that we are still above 50 in the RSI, so it's not a bearish divergence by any stretch. Stochastic's getting close to the bottom too, which is great. When you see that happen right around 50 in the RSI, good things generally occur. So good things can occur there. MACD's diverging. We've seen a pretty consistent ebb and flow here with the MACD. Again, some people use the MACD as a strong confirming factor. I kind of like it as a secondary or tertiary factor. In other words, it should confirm the overall trend. Right now, it is confirming the trend, which is good, but it's not a reason to take a short because it's happening, right? Because again, we could be in the tentative bottom here where the price bounced off this 176 level, which was kind of expected. So what we're hoping for is the price comes up here, validates this trend and just continues on its way. But if we do break below, kind of go sideways here, we could very well see a bearish backtest and the price continue lower from there. That would be a good consideration for a short if you're that kind of person. Okay, I prefer to take shorts less frequent. I would say last month or just any months prior to now, we've taken maybe 10 to 20% of our profit from shorts, and majority of it is longs. Again, it's just lower risk for taking longs. And if you don't know why, the reason for it is quite simple. There's no limit to how high things can go, so that's exactly why shorts are more risky. Okay? It's pretty simple. Anyways, take a look at the hourly. Last thing we want to double check is recognizing that we are losing some moving averages. This is pretty standard when you see retracement of this size. So I don't think the sky is falling per se, but it would make sense to see a pivot here and then bearish backtest them down. But again, if we hold this level here, continue up really quick here very soon, catapult back to 189, 190, we'll be in good shape. Just got to recognize there's not a ton of liquidation above us anymore. Most of it's below. So it would make tons of sense for the market movers to move the price in the direction they're looking for. We can see we're testing the cloud right now. Lagging span's not free and clear, or at least it is to the downside. That's actually bearish. And same thing with the RSI, or sorry, correction, the conversion line, the baseline, they flipped. Okay, so we've got 2 out of 3 reasons to not take a long position, and a couple of reasons to honestly consider a short. So I would not be too hasty to take a short. I've never really tried to recommend that for this coin, but I can tell you that we're getting close-ish to a confirming factor to the downside. Ideally, in a perfect world for a short, you just kind of the price come up here, kind of get stunned out around 180 and come back down, testing that upper lead on the cloud. That would be a perfect case scenario for a short. We're not there yet though, folks. You got to recognize that it takes patience to find a good opportunity, especially to the downside in this market. But it does just make sense that with everything being as overextended as it was yesterday, for them to pull back, what we're going to see today is some outliers, some good coins that are still doing really well, regardless of how Bitcoin is pulling back or retracing. Solana's not one of those because of how much overextended it was leading into that initial run. So Solana was already doing well before Bitcoin did better, if that makes sense. So there's that reason too. So don't get in your head that, okay, Solana's just going to drop to 140 again. I think a logical pivot point here would be that 165 to 170 range. Once again, a lot of that is hinged on the thought process of liquidation levels being swept here soon. Okay? So again, those are my 2 cents there, folks. I hope that made sense. Do me a favor again, hit the like button, comment below if you haven't already. Deeply appreciate that. And of course, do yourself a favor. We got a lot of people coming over here, which is great. Use my link to register for $5,500 in benefit rewards. BitUnix is an amazing exchange. We've used them for almost a year now, and they take good care of our community. So no KYC or VPN requirements for those in the US and Canada. Check them out, folks. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thank you again so much for your time. We'll see you soon.